The Game Boy. Is it mankind's greatest invention? Perhaps. That can't be said for certain. But what can be said for certain is that over time, over the years, the Game Boy evolved. It changed. And some would say that its ultimate form was the Game Boy Advance SP. I think I'd agree with them. This Game Boy Advance right here has seen better days. It's beaten. It's kind of destroyed. The screen is good, and the guts are good, but the outside shell is well worn. It's very, very used. So, just as a quick little project, we're going to put it in a new shell and make it look absolutely beautiful again. What we have here today, as you probably already know, is a Game Boy Advance SP. On the inside screen's a little scratched up, but not too bad. It's actually pretty clean for the most part. But the case on this guy is seen better days. It's pretty well destroyed. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put a new shell on it. We're going to give it a new battery. We're going to replace the bumpers with a new... Hush you. No more alerts. We're going to replace the bumpers with new clicky bumpers. New buttons. And this is an audio amp mod. We're going to make it louder. Lots to do. Of the two Game Boy Advances that I currently have on my desk that are going to be getting upgrades, this is actually the simpler of the two. So, let's get to it. Are you curious what case I'm going to put it in? Well, it's sort of a candy green, I'd call it. I don't know what it's actually called. Jade or something, I think, is what it's actually called. Doesn't matter. Either way, it's cool, it's see-through, it's green. We're going to make this look really neat, I think. I appreciate that they give you some tools in here with it. Frankly, that's all you would need in order to do this. I've got an iFixit kit for a reason. I'm just going to use that, so, you know. There's the first mod. New guy just goes right in there. Alright, we need this screw next. It's really unfortunate because I love this color. This color is so nice. It's just a shame that it's so beat. It does help if I get the right bit. Okay, and there's one more right here. Okay. It's a strong start. Okay, next up we've got this screw, this one, and this one. That's going to be the fun part of this, is getting that thing back in place, I'm sure. But there's the board. Those all look nice and clean for the most part. There is some schmutz up here at the top. I'm probably going to take some isopropyl on a brush and clean that up. There's some in here too. And I'm definitely going to clean up that cartridge port as well. Still, that's the first part done. Yep, there's that. Now comes the more complicated part. The hinge on any hinged device is always like the worst part in my experience. to actually deal with. I don't know if that's going to fit in there. Yeah, we'll put it in like that anyways. That way I know what it's for. Okay. There's just a lot more force involved to get that out of there than what I expected, honestly. I have to have a better pair of tweezers for this. How is this the worst part of this so far? There we go. Sheesh. Okay. These are going to be Phillips head, not the tri-wing. So at least that's nice. Open up the next pod. 5-hole screws on the screen. I should be using like a guitar pick or something. Whatever. Now these things here. Oh, okay. Their video is really good for this, actually, because it very specifically tells you, hey, use the tri-wing, get it in the middle, get it upright, and then basically tap it out. We got any movement at all on this thing? It's starting. I got something better to use as a hammer. That'll work. We're making progress. It's starting to come apart. It's a little more effort than I'd like to have to put into it, but there it goes. That's the left side. Do the same thing for the other side. It's close. Oh, it's off center. Let's get that back to where it should be. There's always one frustrating bit when you're doing this that like they make it look really easy in the video and then it's a bitch for no reason. There we go. Do not use the violence as you may break it. And I sort of ripped the end cap off of it. But hopefully that should be replaced anyways by the time I'm done here. So, now, the new case. I need this part. That'll come later. And this part. I need to make sure that they fit together nicely, just as these two pieces just did. Oh, there they are. They're in this little baggie with the battery cover and all that stuff. Okay. Good. I was starting to be sad. Okay. And then I've got to do the other side. And the important thing is to line up that side with the front, I believe. And in it goes. And now, look at that. We've got a functional hinge. That's cool. I want to clean this up a little bit, so because let me get this on camera. Look at all the schmutz. So I'm going to do that. Okay, after a short break, I'm back, and it is now time to finish up putting the screen back in. Well, as a way, I did clean the screen, but a lot of the marking around the outside is actually just like scratching into the glass. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately, unless I just replace the screen wholesale, and I don't really want to do that. Not yet. That is in place. That is through there as it should be. And then the next thing we need to do is get out this sponge. Because this needs to go on top of it. Like so. And then we need the top cover to go on top of that. Something doesn't look right here. It is not close enough. Unless it's literally I just have to compress the sponge more than I was expecting. I mean, I guess that works, but it's really a little surprising how hard I have to compress that sponge. And it moves around a little bit without the sponge. It's honestly like the sponge is just a little too thick. Sorry, I don't know why that did that. So I guess, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I don't know if it's going to be bad for the screen. I hope it isn't. But we're going to give it a shot. We're going to see. It does flatten down, and honestly, it does look good with the sponge on top. Okay, we'll give it a go. Okay. That is now together, and we've got the bones of one, at least. I don't know. I really don't feel great about all this foam. It just feels like it's a lot of extra pressure for no real gain. This is the way it's recommended, though, so I'm gonna do it as they say for now. We'll see. Maybe I'll end up taking it apart and undoing it at some point. There's a little piece of black felt in here, and that is going to go over the speaker hole, and then we put the speaker in there. Can drop the old one. Nice. That's done. There's going to be this little piece of plastic here, which is going to go over here. Looks like we got that in there. Okay, and now I'm going to need to break into the buttons I picked for this. I picked some black buttons for this. I think it'll kind of go a little bit better with the design than the clear buttons that come with it. I don't even know if they do. Yeah, these ones. These ones are cool, but I kind of want, I want something to set it off, you know? And so now I'm gonna clear some space and get these put in place. Gotta put A in the A spot. Gotta put B in the B spot. Directional pad's easy. We got R. But R is going to need a pen, and so is L. I'm sure of that. And then these two. Should just go down there. But I'm missing one. What the hell? It's not in here. Oh, cool. The little brightness control one isn't... Oh, there it is. Oh, thank goodness. There we go. All the buttons are in place. Next up. So here's the membranes that came with it. The original SP. And I don't... I'm pretty sure that I got new membranes. Maybe? Bueller? Oh, there. I knew I got some. Okie doke. This one goes. Okay, there's definitely a right side up to these. You know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop pushing this Game Boy around without any protection. Okay, all the membranes are in place. And the speaker is in place. Which means now we can put this back in. Now, again, this is dirty. I want to clean it. It's gross. So that's going to do, like, yeah, that is pretty nasty over there. Yeah, I'm going to get some isopropyl on this bad boy and clean it up. And then also I'm going to hit this over here with some contact cleaner probably. Because it's definitely going to need it. Got all the freaking schmutz on there. Aside from that, though, same on this side, especially up around here. Once I get that all taken care of, the other thing that I will need to do is... Well, there's two things. So, I did buy replacement... Oop, wrong bag. There. I bought replacement clickies. But these actually aren't that bad. I might replace them anyway, just for the sake of it. But maybe not at this point. I might just let that go. But I do have this audio amp modification right here. And I gotta remember where this thing goes. I think it goes like right here. I have to solder it down there. And up here. And then right there. And there's a cable that goes to like over here somewhere, I think. Or I might just ignore that. We'll see how I feel after I clean this. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get after it with a brush. Okay, so I cleared it with some isopropyl alcohol and scrubbed it up, and it looks a lot better. There's still something stuck. Shut up, Discord. There's still something stuck like right here on here, but it's not bothering anything. I think it's okay. Everything's clean for the most part, and that's what matters. Like, I think whatever deterioration has happened up around here, it's just gonna have to be what it is at this point. It's clean. It just doesn't look great. Scrubbed out the cartridge slot. You can see there's still a little gunk in there. I might have to hit it again real quick. And then I'm going to hit the switch over here and one down here for volume. I'm going to go ahead and hit those. A little bit of tuner cleaner. And then we're going to be good, hopefully. Okay, so that's all taken care of. Let's go ahead and just put it in. I want to make sure this works, and then I can come back and do the audio mod later on if I decide it's worth it. At this point, I don't really care. I just kind of want to see if the thing's going to work. Still. It should, don't get me wrong. Like, in theory, I've done nothing wrong. In practice, however, well, we'll find out. Okay, I need my screwdriver and 3 screws. And there they are. Okay. Well, with the old and in with the new. I think I was supposed to probably do this beforehand, and we're going to find out. Okay, and then this guy must go over here. And then we should be at the point where put this down here on top. Those are missing. Okay, we gotta prep the bottom case. What part did I lose? This one. Metal washer that we're gonna need from the old one right there. We don't really need the one from the old one, but I don't see why we wouldn't just use it. It just pops right down in there. Done. Now we're gonna need the shoulder buttons. Actually, we're going to need the cartridge cover thingy. Insulating tape. And the metal sheet. And this just goes right on here like this. If I can get it off of the backing. Here's the insulating tape. I took the backing off. We just gotta make sure we line it up right, which I did not do. Okay, that's on there. We'll remove the blue film from the other side. And then it goes a little something like this. Right there. Now then, there's going to be 3 screws. And again, I'm going to rip those out of the old one. It's the only downside of these kits is they throw literally all of the screws into the same bag, and they're like, all right, don't use the wrong screws. And that's why I normally just use the screws from the original console more often than not when it comes to these kits that I build. Plus, I've had bad luck with some of the kits. This one's been good so far with the screw that I did have to use, but I've had some kits where the screws were just like really cheap, and so they just have a tendency to like strip out or break a lot easier than the original screws that like Nintendo used, because Nintendo did use like high quality screws. Okay, next up, there's a couple of springs, which are always annoying to deal with. Look how gross that was on the inside. It's like somebody dumped tobacco juice in there or something. Okay, so we got springs. There's a left spring and a right spring. Thankfully, they gave me 2 of each here. And it's important to distinguish between the two, apparently. So this one is going to be right spring. This one's going to be left spring. And then they gave me 2 of them. 2 of each, as I said. Which is good, because I'm sure that these springs are one of those things. Anytime you have to deal with springs, there's a chance that they're going to suddenly unload all their tension in the wrong way and just fire across the room. And that's happened to me so many times. Okay. Now I need my triggers, which are right up here. L and R. So I'm going to take my left one. And okay, right there. Let's make sure I've got the pin that I need as well. And that's going to be in here. Some new pins, which I'm going to use the new pins. I don't see any problem with that. Oh, the screws. Okay, so for the parts, this part, all of these bits and bobs are actually in this separate bag, which is nice. And I basically talked out of turn against this, and I shouldn't have. So this is going to go in here. And then, so there's the bent piece. It's going to go up top in this little groove. And then the pin's going to go down through the middle. And then this is going to be L, right? That's going to be the right side. No, it's going to be left side. Okay, so I did do that right. That goes on the outside, and then it's got to sit down in here. I don't see how this is supposed to work. But there's like nothing here holding this in. Well, we'll keep putting it together and see what happens, I guess. Sometimes the vision isn't revealed until it all comes together at once. I guess I could check on this. Oh, there's these little things. Oh my god, they have to like flip down in. I didn't see that. That's why I couldn't see it. These actually have to be tensioned. So they have to come down and around. There's 2 little tabs you have to tuck them into once they're in place. There. Now it's in place for real. And I lost my other one. Done. Cool. Those are now in place. Let's make sure I don't miss any more steps here. Alright, I think we're good on this. Now, we can get these 2 together. Ew, that port needs cleaned out way more thoroughly than I did. I don't know that there's a whole lot I can do about that, honestly, because I think it's actually like... yeah, that's actually going to be deterioration of the actual metal. Anyways, we'll just not look at it. We're now at the point where we're assembling the last part, and we've got the 2 tri-wing screws You have to make sure those go into the right place. I'm just going to use the stupid one they sent with it. I've already used it for other stuff. Let's just not mess around at this point. This guy is the new battery. It's a funny playing battery. Apparently it's really good. Let's give it an shot. You think it'll turn on? Oh yeah. Let's go. Alright, I'm gonna finish buttoning it up. So the screw for this one's captive, which means there's got to be a screw in here somewhere. And then we got to put all these other screws in. Try and clean these up a little bit first because they're sad. Let's make sure it works. That's the next thing I want to do. I guess I've got Robotech right here. Robotech didn't really work that well, but let's test this with a game that I know works. Let's test this with Pokemon Leaf Green. There we go. That audio is a bit weak, though. Alright, well, let's not get too caught up in Pokemon right now. I like it. I like the way it looks. I like the way it feels. It's nice. Now I just gotta see about that audio mod, if I want to do that or not. Okay, and after all that, this is what we're left with. It works beautifully, as you can tell. You gotta get the little bing there. Yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed with it. The only thing left to do is fix up another one. So if you'd like to see that, I'd appreciate it if you'd come on back. You can always subscribe. Don't forget to like it. We'll see you next time.